Well, more than a dozen people scammed out of $1 million. 2 people have been arrested on a number of fraud charges.
They were cashing the checks, keeping the money, and not turning in the tax form.
It seems like we have another important lesson to learn, and that is, don't ever listen to Steve Harvey's relationship advice if you don't want to end up with a scammer. Well, co-host of the Hone Urban Radio Morning Show, the Steve Harvey Morning Show, Shirley Strawberry, learned it hard way because her personal life has just turned into one big messy drama, and it seems like her lovely hubby had been arrested for fraud charges and possession of a photograph on his computer depicting an individual under 18, and the nature of this image was rather shocking. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. So, Shirley Strawberry has recently found herself in the center of attention, but sadly, the circumstances of this publicity are rather gruesome. Shirley's husband of 8 years, Ernesto Williams, was arrested after the police allegedly found a single very indecent photo on his computer. And at that moment, everything went wrong for Shirley. Because in addition to having some inappropriate media files, Ernesto Williams was charged with $1 million scam. And it seems like Shirley was aware of her husband's shady business and was covering for this guy because she truly loves him.
You sound like a good man, a hardworking man, and all of that. You know, you're cooking, cleaning, and doing all this stuff and taking the kids.
Now, Shirley has been giving relationship advice along with Steve Harvey for years, and she most certainly knows how to avoid all nasty and ugly men in her life. So, it seems like she already knew about her spouse having an extensive criminal record that includes serving time in prison for fraud and armed robbery. It's now suggested that the radio host knew about Ernesto's shady life and to the horror of many fans, she's still been supporting him because there were no secrets between them.
Start with the lie, then you have to tell another lie, then another lie, then another lie.
It's now possible that Shirley may face some backlash or criticism from her listeners or colleagues for being associated with such a shady character, especially considering the fact that their romance has been quite public, and Ernesto even proposed to the radio host live on the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
I got one more thing for you.
For me?
Yes. Yeah, come on down here.
The show business couldn't be more happier for Shirley because not only her husband was younger, good-looking, and fit, he also wasn't solely relying on her income. And as it was stated, he was sort of a businessman himself. Well, it seemed like a lovely fairy tale for the radio host, and after her first toxic marriage, she couldn't be more happier tying the knot with Ernesto, saying, "I'm working to be an even better wife to my second husband with the lessons that I've learned from the mistakes that I made." Apparently, now her fairy tale is tarnished with major scandal, and in a shocking turn of events, it was revealed to the world that Ernesto Williams, in fact, was making money by robbing and deceiving innocent people.
They would help them with their business or personal goals, but investigators say it was nothing but a scam.
When Williams wasn't committing felonies, he was a respectable businessman who operated a popular 24-hour barbershop in Atlanta. But apparently, the desire for lavish lifestyle requires more than hard work, and the guy decided to earn more cash by launching some shady business. And now that this man is arrested in connection to a $1 million business scheme, investigators say Ernesto and his partner, Erica King, convinced people to pay them for their business expertise. They would align themselves with their victims with promises to be able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media following. Police say Williams and King acted the part and people paid good money for their services. However, investigators say they never provided any services and it was all a scam. Plus, it doesn't add much to Shirley's crumbling reputation that she and her husband had been already involved into a criminal activity and were sued in 2017 by the homeowner's leasing agent, Pacific Shore Property Management, for being deadbeat tenants. The agent said that the couple owed more than $92,000 in unpaid rent and damages, including broken appliances, stained carpets, scratched floors, and missing smoke detectors. But all this pales in comparison to Ernesto's current schemes, because this is another level of crime.
Did because it was hard. I mean, that's one of the most heartbreaking things about my life, I guess.
Shirley Strawberry, amidst this shocking situation involving her husband, has yet to share her thoughts and perspective publicly. It is possible that she is carefully considering the appropriate moment to address the issue, or she might be hopeful that the situation will naturally resolve itself. But as many fans believes, it's unlikely that this matter will be resolved quietly or without difficulty, and Shirley is in a big, big trouble. As one person commented, "Wow, he's been in jail for a year. What in the world? Shirley knows and knew better than to get with a clown like this." And another user added, "How does someone as intelligent like Shirley Strawberry not know what's going on with her husband? I think she's in on it." Roswell detectives first began looking into Ernesto Williams and King's shady affairs regarding a case of rental fraud. Once they started looking into this couple's financial transactions, it led them to discover the entire extensive business scheme. As it was reported, Williams and King both have multiple charges of fraud, forgery, and theft against them. And there may be many more victims to come forward.
Individuals who have been doing this for a significant period of time and are proficient enough that they can make people comfortable.
According to the police, the list of victims may be even longer than they initially believed, and it's been largely speculated if Shirley herself had any connections to the fraudulent schemes of her husband. There are no rumors or reports concerning Shirley and Ernesto's separation or disagreements, and it seems to many people that the radio host allowed this creepy guy to become a part of her family, perfectly knowing about his shady affairs. The wedding photos are still posted on their Instagram pages, and it feels like Shirley plans to fight to clean her and this man's tarnished reputation.
Made a mess of everything. You need to fix it.
Shirley Strawberry had always had a reputable name in television. She is one of the most successful and respected radio personalities in the country. The woman has won several awards and accolades for her work, including the 10th Annual Hoodie Awards and the Radio Gracie Awards. But the thing is that her connections to these disturbing things may damage her image if it is proven that she knew about every single scheme and fraud of her spouse, and their dirty secrets are exposed. It's not like a reputable person like Shirley would get involved with a person who chooses felony as his career, and fans already ask a lot of questions regarding this couple's life and previous criminal activities, like unpaid rent. In the near future, Shirley may confront challenging questions and make difficult decisions, like having to choose between standing by her husband's side or creating distance between them to save her image and career.
Nothing fun about that, but you have to get to a place, if you do survive it, that
Many people believe that Shirley was covering for her husband, and while it was reported that Williams was a successful entrepreneur, and articles on his companies have appeared in various newspapers, including the New York Times, in fact, the man was running $1 million scam. His work as a barber for more than 20 years was only the cover for his real activity, and it's going to be revealed in the future how much of that shady schemes Shirley was aware of. And while it's not like Shirley committed all these crimes, she seems to be too smart to make such stupid, live decisions, and most importantly, marry a man who commit crimes in a broad daylight.
certainly out of my comfort zone, but fun, and I'd love to do it again. The process wasn't that grueling.
Despite the multiple speculations, the sides have not publicly commented on the lawsuit or the accusations. It is not clear if Ernesto has hired a lawyer or if he plans to somehow settle the matter out of court, because this is way bigger than his previous schemes with unpaid rent. Shirley Strawberry has also remained silent on the issue and has not addressed it on her radio show or social media, and fans are wondering whether she will be courageous enough to stand by her husband's side during this storm.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Forgive, move on.
Steve Harvey also didn't issue any comments on the situation, and it seems like he doesn't want to take credit anymore for advocating for this relationship. His own image as a great relationship guru has been tarnished for a while, and knowing Steve's own connections with certain shady people, plus his own alleged connections with criminal circles, only make all parties of this story keep low profile on the situation and hope people would somehow forget about it and switch their attention to something else. However, considering how big this case is, it's like people want to let it just go, like many other shady activities that's happening in the industry. As one person commented, "If I was Shirley, I would run, not walk to the courthouse for the quickest divorce. Something always seemed shady about him." And another user added, "The amount of arrogance Steve Harvey has to think he can give anyone marriage advice must be off the scale, considering how horrible his history is and possibly maybe in the future." At this point, let's just hope that this story won't tarnish Shirley's career and reputation. And what do you think about this, guys? Did Shirley know about her husband's fraudulent schemes? Or was it Steve Harvey who had set his co-host up with this scammer? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about the secret that Hollywood hides from us all. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon.